Good morning. Welcome to My Left Ear. It's Wednesday, July 28th. This is video 49, and it is a runes day. I'm going to do quite a few runes today. And for those who haven't been here before, My Left Ear has to do with left-leaning politics. I do psychic predictions, runes, and commentary. So if you're not a Democrat, progressive, or independent, you probably won't like this site, so you could move on. I call myself a change agent because what I do professionally through psychic coaching, through hypnotherapy, through runes, numerology, I help people change. And if you want to know more, email me and I will send you a one sheet that describes what I do and what the prices are and all that kind of thing. Please email me. I like to take that deep breath. Now, if you're not a subscriber, you would be doing me a big, huge favor if you hit subscribe. I'm building this one subscriber at a time right now. All right, here we go. Kind of a big day. I'm going to start out. By the way, I kind of have bad head today because my hair is so overgrown. It needs a haircut. The only thing to do is just let it go wild and curly. So that's the wild and curly. I'm going to talk about S1 for the People Act. Let me do a little intro because I did runes on this. So the Senate Republicans this last Tuesday blocked any discussion of the Democratic Voting Rights and Government Ethics Bill. It hit a wall. The House passed its own version of the bill in March, as you may know, but it failed this procedural test in the Senate a few days ago because the pubs voted against starting even a debate. So what they voted against was talking about it. Talking. They voted against talking. Okay. So a few things about For the People Act, just to remind you how good it is. I'm starting with it because it is so crucial. It aims to set up automatic voter registration, expand early voting, ensure more transparency in political donations, here, and limit partisan drawing of congressional districts. Big. It's just so intelligent and protective and democratic. So Chuck Schumer said, Republican senators may have prevented us from having a debate on voting rights today, but I want to be very clear, the fight to protect voting rights is not over. By no means, he said. In the fight for voting rights, this vote was the starting gun, not the finish line. So that I like that. Now, my question to the runes was, there are so many potential questions. I just went with my own intuition today, and I'm going to turn on my little fan here because it's very stuffy. I'm trying not to have the air conditioner on. I've gotten a few complaints about that. So I asked, is Manchin still a no on S1? And he is. I'm so sorry to say. He's a no because he says it has no GOP support. So let me get there's the Manchin one. Okay, because people like a little visual. I'm going to break it down. I often pick 3 runes because it tells me a story, beginning, middle, and end, and I put it together. My left ear puts it together. So with this question about will Manchin pivot in regard to the For the People Act, and the first rune I got was disruption. Disruption. It's like the Tower card. And disruption talks about change, freedom, invention. It always operates through a reversal. Expect disruption. It is the great awakener. They call it, I'm bringing my notes over here, radical discontinuity. And then the second rune for this mansion question was gateway. And this was upright, gateway. And okay, it's like really literal. Gateway is the rune of non-action. It's very literal. It says there's still work to be done. The gate is not to be passed through. There is an indication, it would take too long for me to explain, but I'm coming from my left ear with this middle rune, gateway, that mansion may need to be exposed. There is some hidden material there with him. I've been thinking a lot it's dark money, but this is a kind of a neutral rune. I mean, they don't know Joe Manchin. It talks about letting go of the past and reclaiming power. And that's his problem. He won't let go of the past. And then the final rune with this question is the rune of joy reversed. That's what it looks like reversed, joy. So that's not too good, is it? The joy says, reconsider the old to integrate into the new, which is what Manchin is not doing so far. It says, hasty decisions may cause regret. It suggests that he may act from weakness and create more problems. My left ear does not think he's going to pivot, and I have no problem being wrong, because the best thing for democracy and you and I is if he pivots and supports S1. We will see. Not great runes for this one. And so my left ear said no. But honestly, you can write me and go, you were wrong, and I won't care, because it is best for you and I in democracy. Now, Sinema, who I don't think is going to win re-election in Arizona, is against changing the filibuster. She's written an op-ed about it. She's confused. I just think she's useless. So I didn't focus on her. I just focused on Manchin for this one. We will see. Now, the next thing I went to was Merrick Garland, because Merrick Garland seems to hold some keys to our future, depending on what the DOJ decides to do. So I did the runes on Merrick, and the question is, will Merrick Garland be forced to investigate Trump and January 6th? And I got a yes on this. I got a yes on this. And in looking back to maybe last week's, when I talked about Thomas Barrack being apprehended, and now he's out on $250 million bond, I said I thought this was an opening in the DOJ in starting to process people, go after people, prosecute people. So this reading, the result I got, goes along with that intuition. It's good. So Merrick Garland, this question got, the first rune was upright, and it was the rune of strength. Now, it doesn't look like it would be, like upright, but this is the positive position. Let me get that. Okay, strength. And it's the rune of termination and new beginnings. It says the familiar has outgrown its form. There's a birth at hand. Oh, that's so good. Then the next rune that was with this Merrick Garland, all of these were so positive, people, was harvest, which we have gotten a few times. And it says yes, but it basically says you got to wait till the fertile season for any endeavor which you are committed to preparing. So we get the ground ready, get the soil ready, And we can't probably get into this for a year. That is the patience part of it, but it's positive, it's harvest. It could take that long. Then the final rune with the Merrick Garland, I love it because I don't get this very often, is partnership. Partnership, and it doesn't have a reversed position, which is really cool. So the partnership is considered a gift according to the runes. It's a partnership in some form. It's a union with the divine, and it equals justice. So the rune book uses the word God, but I'm always aware that not everybody likes the word God or uses the word God. So I always include God or the universe always signals that this is a gift of freedom. There is no real interpretation here. It is really good. And there probably will be signs on the way that he's working up to this. I think we're beginning to see it. The DOJ just made a ruling about, was it Mo Brooks? I think it was Mo Brooks. Forgive me if I'm wrong. You can correct me. I always like it when you guys correct me. Eric Swalwell, who I just think is fabulous, is suing Mo Brooks and somebody else, maybe a few other people, and I think Trump, for inciting the insurrection, the coup. And the GOP, not the GOP, the DOJ, Garland said, no, there won't be any protections, and Swalwell is allowed to sue. So Mo Brooks is going to be really unhappy about that. He's going to have huge legal bills. It's really cool. So that's another sign. See, that's what I want to point out to you, that he might be coming around. I did pull a runes about Kevin McCarthy, who is a total embarrassment and not very bright. Will Kevin McCarthy become speaker? Because we know that's his greatest dream. That's what he wants to do. That's what he's working towards. He's hoping Trump will help him. But even before I did these runes, our prediction, my left ear and I, said Trump is going to turn on him like he turns on everybody. And you know, when McCarthy voted against the commission so that it could be bipartisan, my left ear said, oh, Trump directly instructed him to do that. And he said, sure, sir, yes, oh, yes, sir. And it's all backfiring. But that was an order to Kevin McCarthy to stop the commission, which of course it didn't, and it created more problems for the GOP. So that's just a little insert from my left ear. But anyway, will McCarthy be speaker? A little confusing here, all right? I'm just going to tell you, I had to pull a quantifier. No, it's a quantifier. What's the word? I had to pull a clarifier. Thank you very much. I heard you. So the first one was breakthrough, and breakthrough is normally very positive. There's breakthrough. It's a cycle of initiation. There's a major shift. Now the shift could be he doesn't get to be speaker or he does get to be speaker, but it's a major period of achievement, and darkness is behind. All right, so that indicates maybe not speaker. Then the rune of defense. And it's telling us about averting blockage and defeat. It's important for us to foresee the consequences. But it does say, which means there's probably going to be this huge fight and all these accusations and really ugly, that, listen carefully, through inconvenience and discomfort, growth is promoted. Now, the final one is interesting. It's wholeness. And it says it's a rune of great power. It makes life force available. It's about the spiritual warrior doing his or her job with humility. So I just felt a little confused, which will happen. We all need a clarifier sometimes. And so I pulled one. And this clarifier says, it's the dark side of a passage. It's the bringer of pain. And he is the bringer of pain. There's a possibility that he might become speaker, but I want you to know what's confusing me. My left ear, before I did these runes, said, no, he's not going to become speaker. He's already failed. So it's interesting, and I'm just being honest with you. The clarifier rune made me think, no, but it's going to be a mess, all right? Just a note about the FBI. You probably heard that Christopher Wray, or the FBI, revealed that there were 4,500 anonymous tips on Brett Kavanaugh when he was up for the Supreme Court, and that they were turned over to the White House, and Don McGahn held them. So nobody knew about these 4,500 anonymous tips about Brett Kavanaugh. This is going to backfire, and I think we're going to get rid of Brett Kavanaugh. I've always thought it. I've always thought Brett Kavanaugh is temporary, and this is coming. This is just from my left ear. Now back to Tom Barrack, that he's out of jail on $250 million bond, and a poor guy went to his mansion in Aspen, Colorado to wait it out. My question, and then here's where I picked one rune. I just went bum, bum, bum. So here's a quickie rune thing. So I asked, is Tom Barrack going to turn on Ivanka, Jared, or Donald? And I got a yes, because I got the rune of movement. Do I have movement here? Movement. Yes, he's going to. All right. Then I threw a rune, one rune, about the filibuster. What's going to happen? And I'll tell you what. I got the rune of growth, Berkana. And it has to do about affairs in the world, a shift, cleaning out dark corners. So I don't think we're going to get rid of the filibuster, but we may see a surprise adjustment to the filibuster. That's kind of beyond all reason, because it looks pretty dead now, but I'm just sharing with you. I got the growth. If it was going nowhere, there would not be growth, right? Then here's something interesting, and this happens all the time. My one last single rune that I threw for you guys is about infrastructure. Now, my left ear has felt all along that there is going to be infrastructure passed. It will have some limits, may have to come back next year and add more, but I got the rune of growth again, twice in a row. Interesting, huh? So that's positive. All right, I'm looking at everything. I think I covered what I wanted to cover today. I think maybe I might start doing very short rune readings. I'll do long ones like this, but I thought maybe I'll pop in and pick up 2 questions from the news and share them with you. And so I'm gonna try to pop in more often. All right, I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet, but I'm just mentioning that to you, my friends. Here are 2 quotes. Now, I'm repeating one of these because it's so relevant. I could actually use this quote every single YouTube. But here it is again because it's so relevant. It is by Emmett Till's cousin. Emmett Till's cousin said, "The past is not the past until justice is served." And that is for Merrick Garland. You hear, Merrick? The past is not the past until justice is served. And of course, our friend, Mr. Kirshner. All right, now, second, this is by Daniel Moynihan. He said, "We're all entitled to our own opinions, but we're not entitled to our own facts." That's a good one, right? We're all entitled to our own opinions, but we're not entitled to our own facts. I think I'm going to post that on Twitter today because it's so good. All right, continued thanks for your letters. I just love them. And I want to mention something. I really don't want to bring anything dark to my left ear, but I do want to share something with you. I got a private email the other day that was violent towards me, and it was pornographic, and it was frankly scary. And it was about 4 or 5 sentences. I can't report it to YouTube because the person very cleverly didn't put it on my site. They put it on my private. So I actually am contacting the FBI, and because stupid guy gave me his email. I have his email, I have his name. Want to be careful. So I am reporting it to the FBI. I thought about posting it in my community for a few days so you could see it. I just don't know because it's really horrible and scary. So I'm just mentioning that if you want to give me any feedback. Anyway, thank you. Make peace, make memories. See and feel how you want things to turn out. Get in touch with how you'll feel when we fix the filibuster. Get in touch with how you'll feel when the voting right passes, because it's the positive feelings that attract the manifestation. Peace and blessings. See you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.